name's Chris Romano. I'm the president of the board of trustees for Deerfield Township. I've been in office since 2006, and I've lived in Deerfield for 24 years.
My name is Victor Kidd. I have been on Mason City Council since 2001 with a 2-year break, and served as vice mayor for 4 years and mayor for the last 2 years.
Over the last, for sure, 6 or 8 years, we've been investing in our relationship, and some people may seem surprised that the relationship between our towns and between the leaders of our towns are as good as they are now, but it's because we worked at it, and we've intentionally worked at it because the opportunity for amazing outcomes was there, and it just required a little bit of extra effort on both of our parts, and we're seeing the fruits of that effort right now.
Some of the byproducts of building that trust and strengthening those relationships go beyond our obvious jobs as government leaders, and Chris and I have been working very closely together on defeating the heroin problem in our community. So that's something that happens behind the scenes, so there isn't a lot of fanfare. It's not really a part of our jobs, but having built a strong relationship at this level bleeds over into other areas, and we both feel very positive about that. The other thing that we've worked closely on is good communication and collaboration with planning infrastructure and obtaining the financing for adequate infrastructure. We've been blessed in this area to have a good industry and business and corporations come in the area, and for workers to get around in a timely fashion without traffic becoming a big problem.
Yeah, that's actually a really good example, because there's an acknowledgement now that I think may have been sort of underneath in the past, maybe not as visibly acknowledged, of this relationship between what takes place in the city and what takes place in Deerfield, and even in the greater surrounding area, that really what we do affects the city, what the city does affects us, and we're neighbors. And gosh, it'd be way better if what we do ends up making both of our communities stronger and better, and what better way to do that than in collaboration. So I think the rebrand of the chamber from what it was to the Mason Deerfield Chamber has been incredibly valuable, and in fact made a substantial contribution to the initial momentum that got created. And the timing of the rebranding and the excellence with which it was delivered really helped to just give it that sort of shot in the arm that helped to create enough momentum that it enveloped the community, because it takes that kind of momentum to make things work like that.
Absolutely. Well, you've heard it said before that everything rises and falls on leadership. And so good leadership recognizes where the problems lie and how to solve those problems, and then puts the energy behind getting about that business. And if you think about a pair of binoculars that looks out over the distance and takes in a big scope, I think the original impetus for the renaming of the chamber back in the day was good. It's just that focus was out there and was diffused, and it lacked power. Where imagine taking those and zeroing in and bringing focus to our area more specifically, I think has brought greater focus. It's brought greater clarity, and along with that a greater power.
I'm Chris Romano from Deerfield Township.
I'm Victor Kidd from the city of Mason,
and we are made for collaboration.